Thank you so much for joining Crave Cruncher as a partner. We're thrilled to have you on board and we look forward to working with you. As a partner for Crave Cruncher, you have advanced capabilities that other users don't have. When you first sign in, you're going to see a normal panel like everybody else, and you have a Partners tab. If you click on the Partners tab, it will provide you with your custom copy referral link, a download QR code. The referral link you can copy and give to a business owner so that they can click on that link to use you as their referrer, or a download QR code, which any business which any business can scan and use you as the referrer. You have the ability to connect a Stripe account, which you're going to want to do so that you can get paid. You'll have access to your progress on how many restaurants or food trucks you have signed up. Again, you get $50 for every food truck and a $250 bonus when you've reached 10 qualified annual subscriptions. And then you've got all your statistics down here. Also included in your account, which you see on this page, is a free demo account. The demo accounts are located on the left-hand side bar. You need to click here and you can do two different kinds of demos, owner setup demo or a customer experience demo. The owner setup demo we're going to click on. Now keep in mind this does take a little while. What it is doing, it is building you a complete brand new owner dashboard for a restaurant or food truck so that you can show all the bells and whistles that Crave Cruncher has to offer. There's also a customer demo experience, which we will demo after the owner demo. Please be patient. It will take a moment to create your demo account. Keep in mind that you can update, change, modify, do anything you want to the demo account. It will only be saved for that particular session. When you log out, the data will be cleared, and when you come back in, you will have a new session for a new customer to show. As you can see, our demo account has been created. You can denote a demo account from your account because it's got a purple banner at the top. It indicates that you're in a demo account, so you feel free to make any changes or do anything that you would like. Within the demo account, you have the ability to showcase our dashboard. The dashboard contains the sales for the day, the activity, the tables, average tickets. It also tells the business owner if there is any new catering options to review. As you notice, it will refresh every couple minutes. That is to keep it as up to date as possible so the business owner is always 100% up to date on their orders. Also, it'll tell them upcoming catering events, recent orders, and you can demo this all to the business owner. You can go to the online orders tab. This will give an overview of what the online orders will look like as they come in for your business owner. You'll be able to show what they look like in their different stages. You can see we have a couple demo orders. You can show what the cards look like. You can change the state for the business owner so that they can see what it would look like when you change the state. Complete the order. You can also see catering orders. There are a couple catering orders sitting here, so you can show the business owner what it would look like. When they first received a catering order, they have the ability to approve it or decline it. All available information is displayed. Or once they have approved it, they will have a catering order sitting here until it's the appropriate time to start preparing the order so that they can get the catering order ready for the customer. There's also order settings. This is a very important part when you're onboarding a new business. There is a default prep time. This is how long it takes for an order to get prepared. So if your restaurant typically takes 45 minutes from the time an order is placed to the time the order needs to get to the customer, then 45 minutes would be the time. If it takes 15 minutes from the time the order is placed to the time the order is ready, you would change this to 15. It is completely customizable. We also have require order approval. If this is turned on, the business owner would need to approve the order as it comes in. So if they're during a busy time and they're not sure that they would be able to service online orders, they can turn this on, and if they need to decline orders, they can at that time. They also give you the ability to have a ready step. If your business doesn't want to have the ready step, they really don't have to, but it's there as an option. We have the play new order sound. We encourage business owners to leave this on because it is an indication that they've gotten a new order. We also have the ability to schedule orders. So the business order can schedule orders days in advance. So say that the business owner wants to allow a customer to schedule an order 4 days in advance. The customer can go on to Crave Cruncher. They can place the order. In their checkout, they'll be able to select up to 4 days in advance, and then they will be able to select in time intervals throughout the day, and it could be a 15, 30, or 60-minute intervals. That is completely up to the business owner. We also have an online ordering window. This online ordering window is when is the business taking online orders. If they're open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., but they only want to do online orders from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m., then they have the ability to set this here. This is when their business is shown as being open for online orders. Outside of this window, a user on Crave Cruncher will not be able to place orders. To save the settings, you would just hit the save button. Going down, we have a couple additional options. So if we have a customer that wants to sign up for 100% POS system, that is our highest tiered plan, they get this POS area here. They have the ability to edit the floor. That means that they can customize their floor plan and edit it to display exactly the way that their business displays. They can click add, and they can add a new table or bar stool. And they can number the table. They can give a friendly name. They can say how many seats there are. If it's round, if it's a stool or a table, they can activate and deactivate it. They can select a zone or create their own custom zones. They can add notes. This is where they would be able to view the QR codes. So for our businesses that would rather have QR code scanning when somebody walks in the door rather than having a waiter or waitress come over and manually take the order, this is where you get the QR code for the particular table. Then when you're done making your selections, you would hit save. Above the edit floor is our reservations area. This is where the business can take reservations. You can set up a new reservation. You can put the party's name, how big the party is, their phone number if required, the day of the event, the time they will be arriving, and the assigned table. Please note that if you do have a party that is bigger than the table size and seat, they will not be able to select it. So if you had a party of 6 and you wanted to put them in a 4-person table, it will not be available in this dropdown. You will need to choose a table that will fit the party. Then you can offer a hold time before and grace period. So what will happen is this hold time, if you set it for 15 minutes, the table will notify the maitre d' or whoever is looking at the screen that there is a reservation coming. You can make it longer than 15 minutes. If you want it to be 45 minutes, you want it to be an hour, you can do that. So the table lights up in a blue color, notifying that there is a reservation coming for that table. We also have a grace period. So if the reservation does not appear, this is set automatically for 15 minutes. It will release the hold of the table and make it an active color again. If you want the grace period to be longer, you can definitely put the grace period longer. You can also put any special notes, birthdays, allergies, any additional information that the person would need to know when they're looking at the reservation. And then you click Create Reservation. It comes here. You can edit the reservation. You can delete the reservation. It will show you reservations that were seated, in the past reservations, and then all your reservations. We'll come up to the top now to Floor. Floor is where your maitre d' or person seating the people would be looking at to see what is available to seat. Table T5 is currently open, so I would want to seat somebody at T5. I would click that, and it would make it an active table. If you can see right here, there is open, active, reserved, and dirty. Reserved, again, from our reserved section, would highlight in blue when it's ready to be reserved. It tells our servers There's also different views. If they don't like the table layout and they just like to go by the top numbers, they can use that. They can do a list of what tables are active and who has them, where they are in the process, and then the list of servers. Next is our server POS. This is where the server comes in and they enter the party's meal. So we just set table T5. We click on it to activate it. At Crave Cruncher, we've decided to put the quick picks at the top. These are system generated picks based on recent orders and what gets ordered the most. So we will click one of the quick picks. And then as you can see, you can select also on the left-hand side here, all the different items that are available. For this, we're going to select some sandwiches. And then if you want, you can click add a guest. If there's more than one person at a table and each person wants to be separated, you can select that person's. And if you want to add a third person to the table, this person's just going to have salad. Now notice on your right-hand side here, you can denote what was just ordered. So this person wants this one for an appetizer. This one wants it for a main dish, a dessert, and a main dish. You can also put line level instructions saying no salt. And you can put kitchen notes. Rush, please. And then you just send it to the kitchen. This will be sent to our kitchen display system, the KDS. Over on the kitchen display system, it will notify them that there are orders. At any time, if you want more screen room, you can collapse this side panel. They can click this to make this a full screen so that at any time they have full access to do whatever they want. As you can see, 6 tickets are over 20 minutes, so the kitchen needs to get working. At any point, this is the order we just placed. It says rush please, that's for the whole tab. And then here's our line level that said it was no salt. And here's each person of the order. So we're just going to click one of the buttons, and then basically the kitchen would follow it through the different scenarios here. Once it got to ready, they can mark it as served. Also, online orders will come into here. So if a user places an online order, it will show in the new area. Let's go down to our menu management area. Within menu management, this is where the business owner has the ability to add their menu items, to create add-ons, to add any additional items, information that they want. Let's add an example item. We're going to list an item and we're going to call it Big Burger. We'll choose the category. We'll say it's a lunch item. Best burger in town. The kid can upload an image. They would add the price. You would say if it's visible to customers. So if you were going to be doing specials ahead of time, you could leave them not visible to customers. And then at the point that you want to make it a special, you can turn it on to make it visible to customers. You can choose if it's dine-in, takeout, or catering. For this particular display, we're going to leave it as dine-in. And then we have prep stations. So if you have a large establishment, you can say if it's going to go to the kitchen, bar, or expo. You have options. We'll show you that in the profile to set whatever you want. Also, if you want your prices to be different between takeout and dine-in, you can override the price and make it different for dine-in. You can do add-ons. So say every burger needed to have a heat. It is a requirement, so we would say rare, medium, well, and well. And then if you want, you can add another group for, we'll say, cheese. We don't want this one to be required, so we'll say cheddar for those who don't want cheese. And then if the cheese has an upcharge, you can add the upcharge at that point here. and the system will take care of everything else. We also have dietary information. If it is vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, halal, or kosher, you can check one of these off and it will display on the menu indicating that it is one of these dietary restrictions. So you can click add new item or save and add another. I'm going to click add item, but save and add another would save this one and open the form up for you again. As you can see, we have a lot of items here. You see the low badge will show you that within inventory, so you can see how that all interconnects. At the top, you have different things you can choose if you only want to see the takeout, if you only want to see the catering, or you can choose all channels. You can choose by status, available, unavailable. You can also narrow it down by categories, and you can clear. There's also something called add-ons. Within the add-ons is, we'll say for lunch, everybody gets fries or onion rings. And this would be for all lunch and items. So you add your option fries, which we'll say is included, so there's no upcharge, or onion rings. Onion rings are $2 more, so we'll add $2 here. And as you can see, I did put this as a required selection. Once you create the add-on, every lunch order will ask these two questions when you add them to your cart, when you're taking an online order, or the server will need to populate it when they're taking an order for the kitchen. You can edit and you can delete these add-ons as needed. Our other area is inventory. So at Crave Cruncher, we decided to make a robust inventory management system for our customers. We have come up with several different inventory management options available, so the customer has a full range of what suits them. Inventory management is included with all Crave Cruncher plans, including the basic. As you can see, the Big Burger is showing out because I have not come in here after I just added it and put stock in. So I'm going to put 10 and you'll see that it changes to in stock. We'll go to the settings. Oops, telling me that I forgot to save it. So I'll say, okay, I wanted to move off anyway. So there's different settings, inventory mode, so it could be menu only, ingredients only, and hybrid both. For this demonstration, we're going to use hybrid so we can showcase all of the options. We also have an ability to mark out of stock. So anything that goes out of stock will become unavailable on your menu and people will not be able to order it. We also have allow negative inventory. So that allows people to still order items after they've gone to quantity of 0. I'm going to save these settings and you'll see that at the top that it will open up. We'll go back to items and we'll add our number for our Big Burger because we didn't save that yet. And as you can see, our different items, this is where the menu was showing low. We have a threshold, so if it goes under 5, it will show low. If it goes to 0, it will show out. I'm going to save the Big Burger here. We also have the ability to do recipes and ingredients. So we're going to add some ingredients. We will add beef. We'll say pound. And initial quantity is 50 pounds. Low stock threshold, we'll say 1. Cost per unit, $250. You can also enter a supplier name and a SKU. So we'll add the ingredient. Now we have our ingredient here. Also have the ability to add recipes. So when I click recipes, we want to find something that would have beef in it, which the Big Burger. So we'll click the Big Burger, we select the ingredient beef, and we add it. Each Big Burger has 1 pound of beef, so as our orders are placed, 1 pound of beef will be decremented from the ingredients. 1 pound of beef will be decremented from the ingredients, and once you hit 0 or your threshold of whatever it is, you'll get a low stock, so you can go back and place your order again. That's inventory management. We also have a robust marketing option for all of our business owners. We feel that all business owners should be entitled to do marketing. We have QR codes. When a business hands out a QR code, a customer scans the QR code, and they are immediately placed on the menu for the customer within Crave Cruncher. So this the area where they can view all different restaurants. They're placed directly into the menu of the business so that they can immediately place whatever order they would like. They can download the barcode to share with everybody. We have social media marketing. The business owner can select special offers. So if they have a discount or they have a percentage off, they can write an extra description, select the color, include a QR code, and if they hit download and generate, it'll create an image for them to show on social media. We also have featured dish where they can select any one of their dishes and then give a message, and they could download and save it and put it on social media. There is a shareable menu link, which would take them to the same menu area as the QR code. And if they want to share their reviews on how great they're doing, they can also generate and download a review just to showcase how wonderful they are. We offer promotions where they can create coupons. We'll click create coupons. They generate the code. They put a description, a discount type, valid to and from, maximum amount of users. So if they want to do a special first 10 guests to come in, get 50% off, they can limit it to 10. They can do a minimum order quantity. And if it applies to all orders, takeout or catering. And they can create the coupon. At any time, they can come in and deactivate the coupon if they decide they don't want to use it. They can also delete it. This is all wired in, so when the system is being used, if the coupon has been deleted or deactivated, at that point, a customer would no longer be able to use the coupon. We also have gift cards. Gift cards are a great way for businesses to help spread the word and for other people to give the gift of a great meal. There you can click issue promotional gift card. You can enter the amount of the gift card. Optionally, you can enter a recipient's email, name, and personal message. Then they would get an email with the gift card information. Also, when you place the gift card and you hit issue card, you will be presented with the code, and you can provide it to the customer at the time of what their gift card code is. We also have the ability to send email campaigns. When a customer first goes in, they'll want to set up their email settings. That is in the profile. We'll go there a little later. But an email campaign can be sent out to all customers, loyalty members, VIP members, and followers. We'll go to loyalty members in a couple moments. They can say what their subject line is, they can say what their message is, and they can even click active audience, and this will tell them how many people will be receiving their email when they send it. The emails are generated and sent out immediately. It is only a couple minutes from the time they send to when the recipients get it. And then they have their audience reach at the bottom. It just gives them a little more data on their customers. Our next area is our loyalty card. The loyalty card is a robust program where we can have rewards and VIP plans. When the customer comes in, they're going to want to go into settings and set up their loyalty settings. They need to activate it and then enter the rules. So is how many points per dollar spent? Is it how many visits? Do they get a birthday bonus? Is there a sign-up bonus? Are there double points days? If they order from specific categories, do they get extra points? And if it's rounded up or down for calculation. Once the loyalty is set up, you can click on rewards. This says what the people receive after they have been loyal. So this one is a free dessert, and we have $5 off. Click on add reward. You do the reward name. If it is a fixed discount, percent, free item, free category item, spend threshold, birthday reward, or sign-up bonus. You say how many points are required, the discounted amount, and minimum to redeem, and you can always activate and deactivate these. Customers will see these in their cart screens and their checkout screens on online orders. If they are in the restaurant and they're placing an order, the server has the ability to look up their name and be able to actually apply the rewards as well. We also have VIP plans. Some restaurants like to have a VIP plan. That means it's a gold membership. Could be a gold membership. So you would take the plan name, describe the plan. It would be a monthly or yearly price, how many trial days they get, the grace period, the discount that they would get, or the percent off on an order they would get, the monthly bonus multiplier, if they get a free item monthly, and if they have priority ordering combined with loyalty, combined with coupons, and a whole robust set of items here. If they do have a loyalty program, generally a customer would pay a monthly fee to get in return something back from the restaurant or food truck. And that is our loyalty area. Again, I am just breezing through all of these. Once you get into your partner website, you can go and play and move around and change and make sure you understand it before you go out to potential customers. Next, we have our analytics area. We decided for all of our customers, they needed to be able to have robust analytics on their business. So you can see an overview of everything. We have revenue, we have customers, how many customers they have, how much are they spending, their operation times, when are they have peak hours, what day of the week is the best performance, what kind of catering orders they're doing, menu performance, what menu items are selling the most, which menu items have the most information, what menu items are having no orders, what menu items are low performers, so that they can change and update their menu based on actual numbers. Also, they can see their reviews. If they have dine-in service, they can see how many shifts were today, all their dine-in revenue and information. They can look at their staff and see what servers, how much were the servers doing, what were they doing, and cost analytics. How much is everything costing them? Do they have a lot of waste? They have a waste and loss report. And you can narrow it down 7 days, 30 days, this month, and 6 months. We also have a reconciliation page. This is for our POS customers. So at the end of the day, they can reconcile their daily revenue. They would do their cash drawer, close out for the day, and then they can export a CSV or print. Finally, the profile. The profile is where all the information is. So you have your basic information, which a part of this is filled out when a customer first comes in and signs up with Crave Cruncher. But they can always go back and change it. So if the customer decides that they only sell American food and they decide they want to upgrade to sell Polish food, then they can add that here. We also have workflow modes. There's a lot here on the left-hand panel, but say the customer doesn't really use that much. So they can click this and they can simplify what they're going to see on their left side. If you notice, it's a lot less. You can always come here at any time to see any of those hidden categories so that they can go into them and update them as needed. Also, tax rates. Every locality in every state has different tax rates. The business owner will need to be able to update their tax rate. We have pickup tax rate, delivery tax rate, catering tax rate, and dine-in tax rate. It is defaulted as left blank, but there are taxes incurred in different areas. That is at the business owner to make sure that they select and fill in their tax information. It is not automatic. Please, when you are signing business owners up, indicate that they will need to fill this information out. And then they would hit save to save their changes. Here is media. This is where their cover image and their icon is displayed. So they would just click choose file. It would open up the file explorer and they would be able to choose a file. And then they would save. Contact and location. This is the contact and the location of the business. Hours. This is where the business can update and change their hours. Payments. This is where their subscription is. So here's their current subscription. If they want to connect to Square, we do have a Square integration so that they can sync their menu and push their orders to Square. Right here is their Stripe integration. So this is very, very important. When you have a new business that's set up, they will not be able to take orders until they connect to Stripe. Once they connect to Stripe, they will be live in our system and they can start taking orders. But until you connect to Stripe, you will not be able to take orders. And then we just have our fees breakdown. By default, we have the credit card processing fee turned on. So the customer incurs the 3% credit card processing fee. There are some localities that this is not allowed. If you live in a locality that this is not allowed, or you choose to absorb the credit card processing fee, this is where the business owner can come in here and turn that off. It also gives an indication that if they do have taxes, they need to go back to basic information. This is where you can turn on takeout delivery. At Crave Cruncher, we feel like the little guy should have the delivery back in their own pocket. So if they have somebody on staff that wants to run deliveries, or they use a third party to be able to deliver their takeout instead of paying 20 to 30% on top of the order price for customers to get their orders. This is where you enable takeout. You can do your own delivery fee if you want to charge a delivery fee. You can say the radius. How far are you willing to deliver? And your minimum order. What is the minimum amount that the order must be for you to deliver it? We have catering. This is where you enable catering services. It says a description of your catering, the advance notice. So some people don't want catering orders that day. So you can do an advance notice of however many days you want. Your capacity. If you're only comfortable feeding 100 people at a time, you would want 100. We default it at 100. You can change that at any time. Your minimum catering order amount, if you can only cater of $100 or more, that's where you would put this. And then catering delivery. When you turn catering on, catering delivery is enabled by default. You can say if you have a delivery fee and what your delivery radius is. We have dine in for our POS customers. This is where we configure the stations. So this is what we talked about with the prep station. We have kitchen, bar, and expo. If you don't want one or the other, you can turn it off. You can turn it back on. And you would save your stations, and then it would be saved so that when you add your menu items, you can say where they will be. Or if you don't use prep stations, you can turn it off completely. We have an area where we can add automatic gratuities for large tables. You would pick the minimum party size and the automatic gratuity that is added to the bill. We have session timeouts and guest orders and controls. So you can allow for guest reordering. If you want to manually fire items to the kitchen rather than it automatically going, you can turn that on, and you can say how many guests per table. This is our email setup area. Like we had said, you would put the sender name and you would put the reply to email so that the customer knows where the email's coming from. I would encourage you to have your businesses set this up so their emails are personalized. Again, they will not be able to send emails until this is set up, and it really makes a nice look and feel of the business. And then finally, staff. So we have staff roles where the give a role permission and you can see what the user has access to do. You can click add staff. You have to add a valid Crave Cruncher email address, and then you can add whether they're a server, kitchen, manager, host, or bartender, and then you would hit add. Staff members do need to set a PIN, so when you go in here, you would have to click on the PIN icon and set a PIN number. You also, if a business decides that they don't want to be with Crave Cruncher, we can allow them to export their business, their menu items, and their business summary. Here at Crave Cruncher, we don't want to own your data. We just want to help you run your business smoother and for less money. Finally, we have Get Help. This is where we have an AI help center where a customer can come in and get information on all the areas of the website if they need help immediately. Also, if there is a problem with the system, they can report a system down, which does not happen, but just so they know. Also, we have an offline mode, so if they have spotty internet, we can still take orders, and by the time the internet comes on, the orders will be sent to the kitchen. Or if they want to open a support ticket, there's an open support ticket there. And that is our demo mode. When you are done in demo mode, you click exit demo mode. And it does take a minute or two to exit the demo mode. Again, it is wiping out everything you have just done and making it fresh again. Okay. Now, if you want to come in, and we also have customer experience mode. Give it a moment. It does create a demo customer mode for you. While that demo customer mode is creating, I just want to showcase that we have staff mode here. This would be if you set up a staff member, they would have this staff mode. They would click this and put their PIN number in, and then they would see the same screens that the restaurant can see based on their information. As you can see, the customer demo mode has a teal bar at the top. This is just so that you don't confuse the demo mode with your own personal mode and you don't accidentally place an order on the demo mode. You can go in here, you can click view menu. You'll be able to see the menu items. You can click send a gift card and do the gift card from here. You can go to checkout. And this is just the menu experience, just in case a business owner wanted to see what it would look like as a customer. And then here is where you exit your demo mode. Thank you all very much. We are super excited to have you as Crave Cruncher partners. If you need anything in your journey, feel free to open a support ticket or to send us an email, and we will be able to help you out as soon as possible. Thank you again, and we look forward to being your partner.